Hi, I'm Joe with our mission statement for the Drive-Thru RPG um, competitor that we will be putting together starting this weekend. We don't really have a timetable yet for when it's going to be ready for general consumption, but we'll hopefully have something ready for testing by the end of the weekend. As soon as we have something to report, we will do so. I'm hoping to have at least some images out there for you, and we'll let you know when all of that happens. Before we get into the mission statement, I'd also like to thank the folks out there who have been encouraging me out on social media. And last night and over probably the last week um, since I said, opened my big mouth and said that's what we're going to do. So we've gotten a lot of encouragement, a lot of people offering help, and even money. So that's all great. And again, thank you very much. All right. So also before we get into the mission statement, uh, it's probably going to change over time somewhat, but the guarantee is that it will always be centered around free speech as much as we can possibly do. Um, that said, first point, we want to be a help to the content creators out there who wish to sell on our site. Um, and to facilitate that, we're going to try to make the onboarding experience as painless as possible, as humanly possible. Um, Secondly, we're going to be open to feedback from all the customers, and in order to facilitate making the experience good for everyone, customer, sellers, and buyers. Uh, Next, um, we want to try to have the most competitive seller rates out there. Considering there's only one other company we have to worry about, that shouldn't be too hard. Um, we want to make sure you get the most money that you can, and that we can still make money as well. This is a capitalist endeavor, so making money is what you want to do. Making money is what we want to do. But we also want to be helpful to you, um, and we also want to point two, be as neutral as possible with this content, with some caveats. Firstly, we have to obey the law of the United States, and anything that we are not permitted to distribute, we will not. Um, Point two under that is um, no outright porn will be allowed. I don't know, it's kind of obvious, but I wanted to make sure that was out there. Um, and point three, we may consider using outside arbitrators, um, so that we don't let our own biases get in the way of this whole process and interfere with selling what you want to sell and people buying what they want to buy. Not sure how that's going to work exactly, but we're going to give it a try. We don't want to get into the business that Drive-Thru RPG has and put up a bunch of vague things about what we don't like. So I'm thinking an outside group of folks who um, we can rely on. It's going to be hard though, but we're going to see what we can do about that. And lastly, the site itself is not going to promote any uh, anyone except through the merit of their work, and that's going to be apparent through sales and reviews. So we're not going to be promoting folks based on anything except for that. So it goes without saying, perhaps it's not going to be because of their physical characteristics or lifestyle choices. We're not going to have calling attention to anybody during Pride Month or Black History Month or Women's History Month or any of that. It's strictly on the merit of your work, and that's pretty much it for now. I think those 3 points pretty much are all we currently need, and if we need to revise it, we will. But it will always be, as I said earlier, as a guarantee, centered around free speech of those wanting to sell the content. Alrighty, with all that being said, from here at Biggest Geekus, have a good evening.